Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman by heading over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hey everyone!
Hey!
Welcome to another episode of Hypecast!
Hypecast.
The show where we get
It's Hypecast.
hyped about stuff and things
Whose phone
and a
is that?
phone that just went
Whose phone
off.
that no one else will hear.
No.
The mics
Now that
won't pick that up.
we've brought it to a complete halt to address it, though.
Yeah.
I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I'm your other co-host, David Bell. Who do we get? Who do we got here?
It's me. The Rage Cage.
It's Katie Goldin.
It's Katie
That
Goldin.
needs to be your thing now.
Yeah, it hurts my voice too many times.
That's fair.
With that.
It's too many ouches on my throat.
Too many ouchie boo-boos on my throat.
Yeah. Katie, thank you for coming and doing the show.
Yeah!
We're fighting through 2 hours of traffic
That's a bummer.
just to do this goddamn thing.
Yeah.
There were like 4 helicopters just like stationary in the sky, and then a bunch of fire trucks and police cars, and I don't know what that was.
Goddamn.
I don't know what it was. I hope it's nothing too tragic, because I don't sound like a dick for referencing it, but I don't know.
Right.
Maybe Ted Bundy came back to life.
Well,
Wait, is he dead?
Oh, yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Oh, you know?
He was executed like 20 years ago.
I can't keep track of these folk. Because I like isn't that McVeigh? Not McVeigh. He's dead.
Is McVeigh dead?
I thought the Unabomber. Which one's the Unabomber?
Kaczynski.
Ted Kaczynski. He's still fucking kicking.
Yeah.
They got him in like a super prison. They got him on the raft.
Well, that's probably where he belongs. Yeah.
Yeah, I was Wikipediaing him.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh shit, he's just
Put him on
He's
an
just
island
hanging out somewhere.
with a bunch of walls on it.
yeah. It's just weird.
That's all you need.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't keep. I can't.
Yeah, you can't keep track of them all.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
They're
I
like
think,
Pokemon.
yeah, you gotta catch them all.
You do.
Some of them,
You really
some
do.
of them were executed. They killed a lot of people. Capital punishment, controversial issue. Great way to start a movie
We're-
podcast.
Yes.
We are cooking with gas right now.
Do we want to?
We should probably stop. Yeah, and then get to the trailers.
Because speaking of murderers and,
Oh,
and
jeez.
psycho killers,
Stop it, Dave. No. Come
Qu'est-ce
on.
que c'est?
yeah, solid.
Nailed it. Nailed it. We can be done now.
All right, that's it. That was the Hypecast. It was great being here. I'm going to drive back home now.
The Joker trailer.
Joker trailer.
Todd Phillips Joker movie starring Joaquin Phoenix. We got to watch Katie watch it for the first time. And it was
Why
everything.
so serious? Why so serious?
Just
I wish she did that.
yeah,
voice.
it's exactly like that. Yeah.
Like, I understand that the 14-year-old boy demographic is highly coveted, but please no more. Please
Well-
no more.
Can we stop
Please.
giving them incel edgelords?
Please
Right.
no more.
So like,
Just do a movie where it's a guy talking about how girls won't date him, and it'll do just as good and be a lot like just, I'm tired of the metaphor. Just
Yeah.
like skip the metaphor.
just cut out the middleman.
Just cut out the middleman. Just a guy, just Joaquin Phoenix, no clown makeup, just going, man, the Stacy's in school didn't date me.
Yeah,
Because
just
they
have
don't
him
like my name. My name is Joaquin. That's not a stupid name.
That's a
Have
key
him,
name.
on 4chan,
Yeah.
and then just like have dramatic music over it, and then he's been turned into the
We
Joker.
were before the night before this trailer dropped. We were literally on Twitter trying to guess what slowed down pop song would be used. in
Oh
it.
yeah.
None of us got it. It was a Jimmy Durante song. It was right there.
Yeah.
None of us got it.
Plot wise, is this basically because
It appears to be the Killing Joke, kind of.
I think what's gonna happen, just based off looking at, because I looked at the IMDb and there is a young Bruce Wayne credited.
Yeah.
I was really hoping it would be George Clooney Batman reveal. I thought just tie it all in with the Schumacher stuff.
That's a reasonable thing to have expected.
I want that kid from Stranger Things, Wolf.
Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard, yeah.
What a name!
Solid name.
It's a pretty metal name.
Yeah.
But like I want him to be Batman. Like
Yeah.
a little baby Batman.
Little baby
That'd
Batman.
be great.
And she's like,
But-
no, my parents are dead. No. My parents are dead.
And that's a kiss when take me.
Alfred. Oh, yes, she's back. Alfred. Just think of the scariest thing, Alfred. I don't know, cancer. No, it's bats. It's bats, Alfred. I'm going to dress as a bat.
It is a 7-year-old boy thing to be afraid of.
Yeah,
Fucking
we'll
bats.
get to bats soon.
Yeah,
anyway.
we will.
Yeah. Bat facts.
and not the Lou Diamond Phillips film.
No. So the premise is, I think he has a one grumpy bad day, right? And I assume it ends with him killing Thomas Wayne. And Martha Wayne.
He's playing
Probably.
with a
Yeah.
signboard. He's one of these sign flippers, and to me, the plot of the film really is about not disrespecting sign flippers. The
Yeah.
work they do is grueling and thankless, and so what the trailer shows is he's a sign flipper, and some punk kids go up to him, take the sign from him, and beat him with it. And you see him, the Joker, on the ground in clown makeup, clutching his balls. And it's a real tragedy. And I feel like the noble profession of the sign flipper is just something where we kind of take it for granted.
It's an underrepresented demo.
And-
It's
for
a
sure.
dangerous job.
Right, we
We
think
should
we can-
replace them with sticks.
Right, we think that well, I mean, but that's another thing. If you automate the sign
You don't wanna
flippers,
automate
if
the
you
sign-
replace them with
Taking a
stick things,
paycheck away from the
think
sign
of all the
flipper.
disgruntled sign flippers now out of a job who are now like, yeah, maybe I should become Joker.
Oh,
It's probably a real thing that we're making fun of.
I want.
There's like a sign flipper in our audience with a family of 5 going like, we're
Really
just trying
struggling.
our best.
They legit automate sign flippers.
They
You can
do,
see
yeah.
that they have these like motorized things that go back and forth.
Yep.
But, I mean-
I know, like on the next AFI Top 100 movie quotes list, like, oh, my balls! Joker. The Joker is going to be on it.
Oh, they used my own
My
sign.
balls!
They used my own sign to hit me in the balls.
Looks like it's a life of crime for me.
Who's laughing now? It's not me because my balls hurt.
I hate this.
Yeah.
I
Really?
hate everything about this.
Yeah.
All right. I'm less. I hate it less. I think.
Yeah, I'm so tired of edgelord Joker. Let's explore what makes Joker
Now,
the
Tom,
edgelord.
That's
I've
true.
got to disagree, Tom, because I'm really looking forward to a Minions / Joaquin Phoenix Joker Facebook meme that's like, this is how people see me on the outside, and it's a minion, and it's like, but test me, and then the demon comes out, and then it's Joaquin Phoenix.
is a Joker.
Right.
And it's like tears of a clown on the outside. I'm a nice guy, but don't test me or else I'll, I don't know, write about you on Reddit.
Yeah, this is the movie for every guy who thinks he's
See,
a nice guy.
I guess the only reason I'm a little more hopeful is I'm hoping that the movie isn't actually that. But there's a very slim chance that it's something beyond the next Halloween costume for edgy white guys.
It's
Like, I feel like it is
the
a
next
Halloween
Halloween
costume.
costume
Yeah.
for mass murder.
Yeah,
What
like
what I want to ask, and this is kind of directed at Twitter, is can you use your weird preternatural and kind of scary power of cancel? They can now cancel things.
yeah,
They can
Twitter.
just cancel it. So could you just cancel Joker for now?
But I don't think they want to.
But they should. See, this
Yeah.
is the thing. They use their
Well-
power. Like, they have this massive power where they can just cancel a thing and it wipes it from existence.
They should for a
It's
few
true.
reasons.
It's true.
'Cause I think also DC, like someone needs to be like, okay, you're in timeout. Like you need to get your shit together a little bit, because this felt like DC's origin story, like DC talking about how they've gone completely insane trying, because this is it's there's what, 2 Jokers now? Maybe there'll be.
Yeah, they might keep using Jared Leto. I don't know. I think this is its own standalone thing.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, we keep saying incel, but he doesn't actually seem to interact with any women at all in this trailer, except for his mom.
Which is...
I'm sure women will be portrayed just great.
Oh, sure, tastefully. But just in fairness to the trailer, there's not actually any "she won't date me" in it.
That whole, like, mommy issue thing, like, even though it's, I guess, sort of accurate that, like, there have been serial killers that have that kind of, like, weird, like, sort of close relationship with their mother, but usually it's, like, there's a lot of childhood abuse, and then that's why... You know, it turns out it's not just because they they love their mothers so much. That closeness is a sign of abuse. And so it's just kind of, I'm sort of tired of the whole, like, oh, you know, he loves his mother, but then he goes crazy kind of thing.
I think it's also, like, not to get too much into it, but if you ever watch an interview with a killer or something, they're not cool. Like Charlie Manson, you watch an intervio with him and you're like, I wouldn't want to hang out with this guy.
Like, oh, you're like
this guy sucks.
Yeah, you're a fucking lame racist.
And so in that regard, I'm going to for a second stick up for the Jared Leto Joker, because that's probably the most realistic version of a man who
he's
does
a
crime
tool.
while dressed like a clown.
Yeah.
Who's just as a complete and utter fucking tool.
Like sort of the guy at the 7-Eleven who's like, hey, look at this, I'm gonna drink a Slurpee right out of the machine, you guys.
Because I'm damaged. I got damage tattooed on me.
Just like I'm a broken man. Tattoo that on my forehead. Replace my teeth with shiny silver. My hair is green.
Joker got a grill.
Oh man,
he bought a grill.
He did.
I cannot care less about this film. I've reached my bottom.
I have
caring.
Maybe it's Todd Phillips, who's the director, that intrigues me. His first movie was Hated, which was about Gigi Allen, which I guess it means there's a long line of him making movies about douchebags that are being glorified.
Yeah.
So that's not the best sign. I'm just curious. I don't know. I'm curious enough because this teaser doesn't show that much, which is weird because I'm like the first person to groan about DC movies.
I don't know what we're supposed to get from a movie like this, where it's like, yeah, you know, society, sometimes people are upset, like they're kind of shitty and the society's shitty, and then they're like, we gotta fight the system by killing people. I mean, it's like, and it's also the sort of thing where it's like, maybe there's some actual truth to what he's doing, and that's just dumb, like,
yeah, no, I don't, you know, yeah, for me
middle
personally,
school kind of thing.
Yeah, one of the things I liked so much about Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight, is that we don't need to know anything about him.
Right, that's the appeal of him. In
right, like that's the appeal. It's like he's just like the shark in Jaws.
And it is sort of like the more you know about him, the less you like the character.
Right, like it's like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get his smile? I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And that's the point of the movie. He keeps fucking lying about it.
Remember, like, when you know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, there was that movie with good old friendly Johnny Depp.
Everybody loves Johnny Depp.
Everybody loves Johnny Depp. And there was like this whole backstory of Willy Wonka and why he liked candy.
His dentist dad would let him have candy.
Like, oh, why? I don't know. Why would a guy want to start a chocolate factory? Why would someone want to be rich and eat candy all the fucking time and invent new candy? Who would want to do that? Why?
Yeah. Okay. Why would I want to live in a chocolate candy palace full of impossible things?
What possible reason could you have for wanting a kingdom made out of fucking candy?
With geese that lay literal golden eggs.
You know what I thought when I watched the Gene Wilder version of that movie? I was like, yes, but why? Mm-hmm. Why is he here? Why does he have orange slaves to do his bidding? Why would he want that?
I was curious about the orange slave.
Right.
The orange slave, yeah, I would, if I first toured that factory, I'd be like, excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
Do they have food handlers cards?
What's
going on there?
What's going on?
You can even eat the dishes. Oh, why would you want to eat dishes? I don't fucking know. Maybe because it's fucking rad.
Yeah. Because sometimes I want to eat my goddamn bowl. All right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what I feel about the Joker, too.
I think it's very applicable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to eat a colander.
Listen.
Who are you, comrade questions?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a democracy.
I thought it's America.
Yeah.
It looks like I don't know. Their trailer looks like they're trying to sell this as like a mix between like Taxi Driver and like Henry,
Taxi
Portrait of a
Driver is
Serial
coming
Killer.
up a lot. But Taxi Driver is another. I haven't watched it in a while, but I don't remember watching Taxi Driver and thinking, "Wow, that guy's so cool." You know, I remember being "Wow, this guy's a psychopath."
Yeah, this guy's a fucking maniac. I'm scared for the people around him.
They make him creepy. Like they don't make him heroic.
In fairness, maybe he is not actually in the movie. Maybe he's not. That's heroic, and he's not cool. Maybe he's just a creepy weirdo.
That's what I'm hoping about this, because I think it would be good to do a Joker movie where it is actually just saying
just
like
sucks.
This guy sucks.
Yeah, this guy is trash.
Yeah. And that's what I guess that's what my hope is for
but
this.
They're leaning so hard on the sympathetic angle.
The marketing
in the trailer,
is But what else are they going to fucking
It's like,
do?
look at this poor mentally ill man. I'm like, yeah. But we know he's the Joker.
Yeah.
So this isn't a good thing that you're doing.
Yeah, and it's just like the whole like, the person's descent into evil and madness. I don't know. Boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring.
Snoozeville.
It's like, oh, look, this guy starts to become evil. I mean, there's a way to do that, but usually it's just like, oh, you already know he's evil, and then you have to. That's I feel like one of the issues with like the Star Wars prequels. They had that. They had that issue, and like there's a lot of people who think they actually have some merits to them, but it's like the whole thing of like, how do you make it interesting when you know this guy's gonna become evil? Like it's really hard to do.
Right, unless you do something that completely changes how you see it. Like if Obi-Wan, I don't know, kicked him in the balls and hit him with his sign. But
and then
if
Anakin's
they revealed,
clutching his balls, going like, "Oh, my balls!"
My balls. AFI's top 100 movie quotes. My balls, Darth Vader.
If the prequels legitimately reveal, and I know they accidentally revealed that the Jedi were like monsters, and you realize the original films the whole time they're not that great. Like if they did something like that in an origin that changed, like that Wicked, the good witch thing.
But then she turned out not to actually be evil, I think is, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she wasn't really evil. She was seen as evil, but she wasn't.
They also had to, the thing that kind of pisses me off about, Wicked and, Maleficent is that they have to, in order to accommodate the narrative of, they're not really evil, they have to completely rewrite the original story.
I can't really stick up for the Sam Raimi Oz movie, but I think that one makes her wicked, makes her evil, but also still makes it like a pretty dick move situation makes her evil. Yeah. Like something where there's a lot of gray areas, where there's no just good person and bad person. Like I would welcome an origin like that, but you guys are right that this doesn't seem like that.
I'm also cool with just no, this is a bad person, but there's tons of bad people in the world who think what they're doing is good. There are obviously the psychopaths who literally don't care, but a lot of people, even murderers, just they try to justify it. They or people who sincerely think they're doing a good thing by invading a country or doing, something awful or protesting a funeral or something. And it's I find that could be interesting, but
those are generally more compelling villains.
Yeah.
When they think they're right.
Yeah.
And then there's the Joker, who wears a vest and dances with his mom, and then he gets hit in the balls and he kills a bunch of people.
Yeah, very rarely do people who do evil things think they're evil unless they've watched a movie with the Joker in it and they're like, I'm like the Joker.
Yeah, I don't know. I think some people know that they're crazy murderers.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I guess murderers is one thing. I was thinking people like Martin Shkreli, I think he thinks he's badass.
I don't know. He thinks
he's Cartman. Right? A lot of people want to be Cartman because, South Park spent all this time creating this terrible character, but they made him the fun one.
Yeah.
So it's
Rick.
oh,
Rick's
you want to be,
one.
I want to be Rick. and it's like he's like an asshole and a shitty person, but he's also like the fun one and like the smart one, and it's like, oh, I want to be Rick, you know. It's like it's
yeah, they did well with Cartman for a while, but then along the way they made the same mistake that they do in Rick and Morty, is they forgot to make Cartman wrong.
What's funny about that and the Sherlock Holmes and like all the genius who are dicks is that people are getting that out of
Genii?
Genii? Where like the real moral is like even in this world where they're like solving crimes and saving lives, people still can barely stand them. Which means that, like, for people who are aspiring to be like that, it's like you have to be very useful, and you're probably not.
You have
useful.
to literally be a time traveling magic doctor
for people to accept you
behave like Rick,
a dick. Yeah.
Let's move on. That's enough on the Joker.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I'll say I'll take everything back if the movie's plot is literally he's fine, a normal person, until he gets hit in the balls, and then he just is like, I got hit in the balls, I got to kill a bunch of people. Oh,
then
my balls.
he loses his mind.
I wanted to. Could it be like a shoe that was dipped in like radioactive material?
It was dipped in radioactive clown makeup.
Like, the police come into like a blood-soaked abandoned building, and then they turn on the lights, and the walls are covered in the words just like my balls.
My balls.
They hit me in the balls.
My balls. At last you will know, Dark Knight, the secret to my madness. I got cranked in the balls.
How
really
did I
hard.
get this smile? My balls. It went inside me.
Do you know how I got these scars? It's because somebody kicked me in the balls. Really hard.
Okay, let's
move on.
Let's do 20 minutes on the next trailer.
Yeah, let's do it. Hypecast.
The dead don't die.
I'm pretty into this.
This is a Jim Jarmusch zombie film. That's not something you see every day.
I feel like the trailer, and I say this not completely hatefully, can be summed up as like Wes Anderson does zombies.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a
For the
zombie.
record, though,
Go ahead.
Jim Jarmusch was Wes Anderson before Wes Anderson, right?
Sort of.
Yeah.
They're different.
They are different.
They achieve the same tone of like very things that are quietly hilarious.
Yeah.
But I love that this is a zombie. It's like, what if there was a zombie breakout and we just kind of didn't care?
Yeah.
Like, it's
And let's
just like,
stick
oh,
Iggy Pop in there.
yeah, let's put Iggy Pop as a zombie. Fucking Tom Waits.
Tom Waits.
This is a great cast.
Yeah, this is. I mean, they're advertising on their cast.
Yeah.
I think they realized people on the internet were like, "Look at this fucking cast."
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
pretty
like,
great.
you know, Tilda Swinton with a sword.
It's a
Yeah,
Scottish samurai.
I'll watch it,
Sure.
I guess.
The way Adam Driver says ghouls.
That was like that made me realize, like, oh, is he the next Christopher Walken? Like
he's doing a thing.
Give him, yeah, I guess. I feel like you give him like
Ghouls.
give him 50 years and he's Christopher Walken.
Ghouls.
Ghouls.
Yeah.
I saw some ghouls.
Yeah, this is.
It looks pretty great.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
It's weird to have a zombie comedy come out in
Now it-
2019.
But I like the way that this one looks, where it's just like so.
Yeah.
It's everything seems so low stakes. Like even for a zombie movie, it's just like, well,
Oh yeah.
because like I'm looking at the trailer, I'm like, the normal tension that you feel from watching a zombie movie is like, oh no, I hope none of these characters that I like get killed. But like in this movie, it's like, well, if they get killed, they're just going to kind of turn into wacky zombies.
Right. And that's, I mean, Jim Jarmusch loves like anticlimactic things. Like I remember watching Broken Flowers in theaters and the audience just being like, what the fuck? So yeah, this is going to be incredibly, I think, like low key.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just, you know, some people decapitating people, but, you know, also just kind of chilling.
Decapitating,
just kind of hanging out.
Decapitating ghouls.
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 This is like I feel
Ghouls
like
is my favorite word.
It's a good
great
word. It's a good
word.
word. It's a popular word in the cracked writers' room.
yeah, it's a great word describing zombies because it's like a Vincent Price description.
I think
Also
it's the
just-
literal. It's the literal translation of it.
Really?
Some akin to that. What were you saying, Katie?
Oh, just that it's always sunny, like, you know, Charlie being afraid of ghouls.
It's also a great thing.
Dislikes the backs of people's knees. What? God damn it! Just put ghouls. They'll know what you mean.
It's also a great insult
Yeah, it's a good insult.
It's
yeah.
a good guy
a-
from Boston insult.
It's a cool
you
thing-
fucking ghoul.
You fucking ghouls.
It's a cool thing for people to misspell my name as.
I thought you were kidding when you said
No.
me that.
So here's what
I
happened.
thought you were sending me like a wacky Twitter Halloween name.
No, well, yeah, I mean, here's what happened is I did a wacky Twitter Halloween name where I was like Kate Eek Goldin because, and
Excellent.
then my podcast launched around that time. And one of the press releases called me Kathleen Goulden.
That's amazing. That they have to go out of their way to fuck that up.
I know. At first, I was like, they must have just taken it from my Halloween name, but then they didn't say Kate Eek, so they must have been like, oh, she must have spelled her name wrong. I'm sure it's Kathleen.
Why would you derive Kathleen from
Some motherfucker
Katie?
did so much surgery on that name.
I
He's
don't
like, "Oh, I'm
know.
gonna switch
It's
this around.
so
put
good,
this."
though. I kind of wish that were my name, Kathleen Goulden. Can you imagine? That would be great. Great branding.
I mean, it can be.
It can be. You can make
Yeah.
that happen.
Wow. But then you're trying to get that name. It's better if it just is.
Right. That's fair.
I guess you could be a Katie from a Kathleen, right? Because what is Catherine, right?
I thought
It
I
is
thought you
My
could.
full name
Yeah.
is Catherine.
Yeah.
All right, I suppose.
Catherine can do all sorts of shit, can it? As a name.
Yeah.
It can, but I've somehow never been able to escape Katie. I was like, I'm going to change my name to Kate because that sounds more professional. But
Right.
then, the first time I'm introduced to someone, interview a crack, hey, I was like, hi, I'm Katie.
That was it.
And it was all over.
Yep.
All right.
What's next?
Let's go to Avengers Endgame, the final trailer.
I hope so, because we have to watch trailers for this podcast, and I
I
don't want to see anymore.
I would have avoided this one
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
if it weren't
I
for this.
cannot stand to look in that raccoon's soulful eyes 1 minute more. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Look, I'm tired of this.
Tired of watching his tiny heart break.
Listen, I'm tired of seeing this raccoon and his moods. I don't need to see this bad mood raccoon one more time. I'm done with it.
That should be his name, not Rocket Raccoon. He should be Bad Mood Raccoon.
Bad moon raccoon.
All the tweets about the Avenge the Fallen poster
Have been
with
pretty
him
solid.
being like, imagine showing this to someone from 2005. It's true is that Marvel really fucked us. They really slowly turned up the heat, and now we don't even notice how insane
Right.
this
In
is.
10 years, we're going to have Howard the Duck and
I
Squirrel
can't
Girl
wait.
at an open casket funeral, and Rocket
Yeah.
Raccoon's body's going to be there, and it's just going to be ravaged, and
Right.
just, it'll, yeah.
And there'll be people will be sharing that image just with in earnest with devastating
Right.
crying and
Right, and Groot will have an emotional breakdown that last 10 minutes of on-screen time, and it will devastate the audience.
Right. This is how you do Gritty. Because I've been so mad at Gritty for so long when they take a man and dress him up like a bat and they expect us to immediately find it like Gritty. Or like the Fantastic Four Gritty one. No, you spend 20 films slowly
To make a
turning
raccoon
it
sad.
to make a raccoon.
Well,
make
you
a
know,
raccoon
but here's
because
the
the first
thing.
Guardians of the Galaxy was look how
Listen.
stupid and weird this is, and then they just slowly made us feel more and more.
I hate to say it, but at Marvel, you waste a bunch of money because, there's a YouTube video, and all you gotta do to make a raccoon sad is give it some cotton
Cotton
candy.
candy.
All you gotta just give cotton candy because you know what that raccoon's gonna do with that cotton candy? It's gonna try to wash it, and you know what happens to cotton candy when it goes in water? It dissolves. It's gone.
best video.
If you haven't seen this, first of all, shame on you, and look it up. It's raccoon cotton candy, and it over and over again. The raccoon tries to wash cotton candy, and it disappears. And the look of the devastation of that raccoon, every time it's he's every time I'm close to my life goal, it just dissolves. It disappears. It slips through my finger
Raccoon is all of us.
so many opportunities.
I like that because it's not that the raccoon is actually sad. It's something more horrifying, which is that its mind is being broken in a devastating way. It cannot comprehend what has just happened.
Just imagine if you keep trying to eat a sandwich, and every time it gets close to your mouth, it's boop, disappears.
Just turns to dust.
Just
what the fuck is
crumbles,
happening?
like some kind of strange Midas curse.
And meanwhile, there are giants all around you laughing at you while
Yeah.
you're trying to eat this sandwich.
Yeah, but making easy. There are easier ways to make a raccoon sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Kick him. That's one way.
Kick him.
Kill its father.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just right in front of it. Make him watch
Wear
it
one
do
of
it.
those hats. Wear one of those raccoon
Davy Crockett hats. Coonskin hats.
It's like, yeah, that'll make it sad.
It won't appreciate that at all.
No.
So yeah, this is just another minute and a half of footage from Avengers.
Yeah, if you haven't watched this, just don't.
Kind of don't.
If you're excited for the new Avengers, don't watch this.
Yeah, it doesn't really spoil anything major, but there's a couple of bits in it where it's like, well, I would have liked to have just experienced that in the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's everyone in the fucking universe is going to see this movie. So
yeah, it's.
I might not.
Oh, shut up.
I might skip it.
I might skip. I'll wait for Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, I might actually.
I mean, it's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Listen, I appreciate a good pee break. Is all I'm saying.
They should put an intermission in it, like Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
Yeah, or fucking the Tarantino film I already forgot.
Let's all go to
Hateful
the
Eight.
lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
I'm all for bringing back fucking 4-hour films.
Yeah, put in an intermission and start it with an overture.
Yeah, and if Marvel has to, once again, like grittiness, like slowly crank it up until audiences are just like, it's 3 hours? Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I
like,
think that would be such a grueling experience that, like, by the 4th hour, we will just accept seeing Howard the Duck and Rocket Raccoon share a passionate kiss, and we will be in tears.
God, I hope
Just be
that
weeping.
happens. Yeah. I want a 4-hour Howard the Duck movie.
Yeah.
I want it today.
I dare the cowards in Tinseltown to make my dream come true. What's
All right.
next?
This is the main event.
Mm-hmm.
The Silence, a Netflix film.
This movie is about Stanley Tucci fighting bats, and it is absurd.
I gotta preface this. I'm gonna plug my show real quick. It's called Creature Feature. It's coming back in what month is it?
Oh, God,
April. Jesus Christ.
Mid-May.
Mid-May?
Is there another M month? Is that the only
March.
one? Well, but we did March.
We did March.
Movember.
So
We're in April.
That
March? Is that
March?
November.
Yeah, mid-May. It's coming back.
Mocktober.
So I know about animals. We talk about animal behavior and psychology and stuff on the podcast. So I have some background in animals, and I'm just gonna say I know, right? Well, it's not actually very humble. It's sort of the opposite of that, where it's just like
it is a boast.
Just brag.
Arrogance brag. So continue with what you were saying.
Given your background, you think did they accurately capture bats?
Giving your background, what's the first thing you noticed about this movie?
I think it's important first to say what the bats do in the movie. So are these? I couldn't actually. Were these like normal? Were these like demonic bats? They're big bats.
Yeah, I think they're going to be special bats.
Special bats.
It seems like it reminded me a lot of Birdemic because it's a lot of people in their cars being attacked by flying things.
Yeah, and then obviously also it's a quiet place. Except now you have to be quiet or else the bats will kill you, which is dumb.
Right. So here the plot is giant bats, and if you make sounds, they hear you, and then they swoop down on you and kill you, and that's the plot. And here's the thing about bats, folks, is bats' hearing is very good. That's true. But bats are famous for this thing called echolocation, which is they can see in the dark. They can see real good.
Right.
So, like,
they could quiet. Does that
wouldn't necessarily help you?
Now, how did echolocation work? Now, I'm a novice, but that means it's you bounce sound off an object and it comes back to you. So let's say you're standing completely still.
That bat's gonna find you.
The bat can see you, right? Can it not?
What's funny is that
see you without eyes.
I assume the excuse in this is these are special bats.
Well, they broke these bats.
I was gonna say they're special worse bats.
Right, they made bats worse
and angrier.
Like that's the thing bats are good at.
Yeah.
So there's this one study that I'm thinking maybe the people who made this film may have been confused by, which is that bats, when in like a shed, will attack flies that are having sex. Because see, what flies do when they have sex is they make what's called sexual buzzing.
Oh my God.
Where they're just
yeah.
And bats
Same,
can
honestly,
bats
same.
can hear that, and so bats will attack the flies having sex. And that's not because. So, like, when they're inside a shed, it's hard to use echolocation because it just bounces around. So it's like you're in an enclosed space and you're not going to get sort of accurate sonar from such a tight space. It's just bouncing off all the walls. So they can't really see that good inside of a shed. But then they use their hearing to pick up on the sexual buzzes of these flies and they eat them. So if you saw just that, you might assume that bats hunt based purely on hearing, which is not true.
Right.
When they're out in the open, they can use that
Right.
echolocation pretty good.
So if you were, say, writing a movie about bats, you would probably not read just one article on them, huh?
Right. Now,
You might want to Wikipedia bats.
Now, it could be that these bats are just very sensitive and they don't like hearing noise and they're done with, like, maybe maybe science has made bats that are really good at hearing. They're like, let's make a bat who's so good at hearing, but now every noise is like torture to them. So when you make noise, the bats attack you because they're like, shut up.
Yeah.
So if they're only motivated by the noise, not of the need to hunt.
Right.
Right.
Like, we know you're there, just as long as you're quiet, we'll
Right.
be cool. But if you say a goddamn word,
They
Right. They
put
know
the
we're
brain-
there, but they're just like, shh.
They've put the brain of like a college dorm in-house tutor into a bat.
Yeah.
And the bat's like is permanently thinks it's quiet hours and is it thinks that
it's
it's
a
just,
shitty RA.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That would have been a better movie. I imagine the...
Oh, librarians crossed with bats. They're librarian bat hybrids.
Batbian? Wait. Hold on, we'll get
Fuck.
there. We'll get there.
Batrarians.
Batrarian?
Yeah, that's closer.
Yeah.
We're going to settle on Batrarian. That's good.
Yeah, I imagine the writer of this, because of just the timeline, seeing A Quiet Place come out and being like, oh, that's way better than what I had come up with.
People like when quiet things are quiet. They like movies where it's
Right.
like you gotta be quiet. Cause like that other one, the Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Right.
You can't look.
Well,
Can't look.
Yeah, we're going to see so many of these because they've
yeah.
all been written, but they're going to be buying
Well, this
them
is
up.
based on a book, apparently.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, one of the credits is like based on the acclaimed novel, and I'm like, I refuse to believe that.
When was A Quiet Place made?
Last year.
What's the novel
Oh, okay.
called? Oh no, Big Bats.
So there's enough time for Netflix to see A Quiet Place and be like, what do we own the rights to?
The novel
We
is
got some bat novel? All right, let's do that.
Bats.
the novel is called Worse Bats.
Bats, but somehow worse.
You know, bats. These are bats, but only worse. A novel.
Oh no, the bats can't use echolocation anymore. This is a problem for us.
I'm so fucking
The novel.
excited for this.
Who broke these bats?
Science
A
broke
novel.
bats, and now we all pay the price.
Okay, I want to move on to the next Netflix film because I think it's also stupid. The Society.
Wow, how cynical of you, Yeah, it was dumb.
It's just someone was like, hey, let's do Lord of the Flies, but like somehow even more direct.
It reminded me more of Disturbing Behavior.
Oh, okay.
It reminded
remember
me
that
of
movie.
that
I don't-
episode of the Justice League where the adults are sent to an alternate dimension, so Batman, Wonder Woman, and the rest of the gang have to turn into children.
Ooh, it reminded me of that Star Trek episode, Rascals.
Yeah, where
where
they turn into
children.
kids.
Also, Children of the Corn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Man.
Also, Miri, which is an original series Star Trek episode where all the adults are dead on this planet.
Sweet.
Also,
children.
the manga comic, like Disappearing High School or whatever it's called.
Katie, manga comic is redundant.
Nice.
Oh, fuck you, Tom.
I know. This is a series, though. It's not a film.
Oh, okay. For some reason that changes it. And I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the premise for people who are confused is all the adults disappear, and now the world is run by a teenager.
Are all the adults
teenagers
gone?
Kick the adults out.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
like
it starts with a girl calling her mom, being like, "I miss you."
I mean,
it's basic. Yeah, it's a titular society that's run only by teens, which is the worst idea.
what
in the
is
world.
it like? The adults? Is it that the kids kick the adults out, or the adults are like, "That's it, you vaped your last, we're done."
I hope it's that second thing.
Yeah, both of them.
Now you gotta vape this whole pen.
Listen, that was one too many vapes. we're gone. Vape this pile of pins and
Vape
rebuild
no
society.
The town just has a cloud of vape over it.
Oh, you're canceling me on Twitter. Well, I cancel you by leaving town.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know, man.
What if it's like, what if it's like Home Alone, but every family forgets
Every
their
family.
respective Kevins.
They're all in France.
So they're all Kevins, and then they're all trying to like set up booby traps, and therein lies the violence, that they're all Kevining each other.
They're all thinking the other is a robber.
It's like this it's this big Rube Goldberg device and it escalates in violence because they're all Kevins and they're all trying to out Kevin each other.
Just paint cans swinging left and right.
Just helicoptering around. Micro machines just covering the streets like locusts.
Yep.
So that's that trailer.
All right. Next one is My Spy, you guys.
I am so excited for them to bring back the dormant movie genre. Strong man takes care of children.
Yes. She's gonna teach him to be a better person
And maybe how to have
and have
fun.
fun.
How to have
maybe how to have
fun.
And
fun
she's
along
gonna
the
get
way.
totally kidnapped and in trouble, and is gonna
Probably.
use her spy abilities, like the lying thing,
So it's
to like get out
Dave-
of it while he saves her.
It's Dave Bautista.
Bautista.
And
Bautista.
and then he spy and he kills people. Is that explicit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
They say
kills
it.
people in the movie, and then there's like a girl who finds him and Louise from Bob's Burgers
Kristen
doing
Shaw.
spy stuff. Yeah, and she's like, "I caught you doing spy things," and now the choice is either kill the child or take the child under his wing.
Yeah. And if it's the CIA, they probably would just shoot the
They
child.
They'd
would
kill the
kill
child.
that child, absolutely. But this is a fantasy world in which the CIA does not kill children.
But I appreciated the movie because the moment they show that part, I was like, well, they're going to kill her. And then he in the trailer is like, we should kill her. And I was like, yeah, you should kill her.
Yeah.
You're
Probably
CIA.
should.
And I did appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciated a steroids joke aimed at him, which I don't know what his background is with steroids, but
I want this movie to be 50% jokes about his balls being real small because
Yes.
of steroids and 50% sort of dad
Again,
hijinks.
AFI's top 100 movie line. My balls, Dave Bautista.
Listen, if all
My
of our
Spy.
if all of our movies with a male protagonist this year could be his motivation is something about
Something
his
about
balls,
his balls.
please Hollywood.
the chase. They could. I feel like they could make a Crank style movie where it's just someone's like, we attached explosives to your
To your
balls,
Listen,
and if you don't do
And they
this
call it
stuff-
balls out.
Yeah, balls up. Ah! We just made a movie.
this premise works for every movie we've gone over.
Yeah.
Zombies, balls. Listen, the zombies, it attacks the balls, and they're like, "Merbals, merbals," and then what's the other one? The Bats movie, the Bats.
We go after the balls.
Some scientist hits so like the scientist hits the bats in the balls, and the bats are like, "My balls,
Our balls.
all of our bat balls."
And then they exclusively attack people's balls.
Let's see, what's the other one? Oh, and the adults leave all the children. It's like the kids kick some adult in the balls, and he's like, "My balls, it's a lost strike, darn kids, we're leaving because of my balls."
I gotta leave the town and nurse my swollen balls.
That's it, kids. If you want to hit old Peepaw in the balls, Peepaw's just gonna leave this town.
We can't have no ball hitting in this town.
Listen, you done hit Peepaw's balls just one last time, and Peepaw, oh, Peepaw's out of here.
Peepaw. So what the hell were we talking about? Oh, My Spy.
Oh, My Spy. Dave
Yeah.
Bautista gets hit.
Bautista.
Bautista. He gets hit in the balls and adopts a child.
Yep.
I'm excited for this.
Sure, I love Strong Man Takes Care of Kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the theater for this with all the other children.
I
Like a
want
fucking weirdo.
scene with him, like engaging in something like I don't know. I mean, maybe this is a stretch, but him wearing like a tutu and dancing in the recital because like she has to miss the recital to do spy things and he has to be in the recital for her. So they do like a switcheroo where she's off killing people like in the Middle East, assassinating Middle Eastern leaders, and he's like doing the dance recital.
She's out toppling regimes.
Yeah, because they'd both be good for those things.
Yeah.
People would be delighted at the recital and no one's going to suspect this kid.
Right. She's like in Venezuela, like helping the coup along, and he's just like, I'm a pretty princess.
Yep.
He does a leap and kicks himself in the ball.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of ball play.
My balls. Oh, my balls. My small shriveled balls.
My craisin-sized balls. They look like a mummy's balls.
It's like when you leave a grape out and there's still just a little bit of juice in them, but not much.
My balls are like that. Let's move on.
All right, let's get into news stories.
Yeah, what's the
news stories?
Yes, this is my favorite story of all
top
time.
Story. The new adaptation, the film adaptation of Cats, are gonna feature actors that are cat-sized.
Guys, I gotta reveal.
CGI.
I gotta reveal lifetime trauma. I have this lovely cousin who's a very good person, other than the fact that when I was a child, she made me watch Cats over and over again, to the point that it drove me slowly to the brink of sanity, where I came to this realization that it doesn't have a plot. The whole thing is there's some excitement in watching people prance around like cats, and that's all that's holding that thing together.
Right.
It's just a series of vignettes.
Okay, I've gone my entire life not knowing what Cats is, not knowing a single song from Cats.
Oh, you don't know memory?
Well,
No.
so here's the thing.
Buster Jones?
It's
Nope.
Rum Tum Tugger?
Nope, that sounds fucking delightful.
Riddly tiddly tinkle toes.
Mr. Mephistopheles?
This is sounding great.
What it is it's like you pair some kind of, it's whimsy, but if whimsy could be weaponized in a way to hurt.
Oh, it can.
I
And
think my whole life I've seen pictures of adults dressed like cats and been like, not interested in that. No interest in whatever that is.
it's weapons grade tweeness, where it's like these cats, it's Jenny Anydots and Mephistophobos and they're
It's Scoop-a-doop-a-doop.
So
and
is
they
there...
prance and they dance around, and oh no, it's the old Grumble Cat, and we don't like the Grumble Cat because she's old and strange, but we will ascend her up to the heaven side layer, and she will be reborn as twiddly boobly doodly doo. Doo.
Okay,
Yep.
can I make some guesses?
Sure.
So I assume they're alley cats?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's like an evil cat catcher? Is there an evil cat
No.
catcher?
No.
They get caught and
Nope.
murdered
No, the evil
by...
cat
That's way
catcher
more than a
was
plot in this
themselves
house.
the whole
Okay.
time. No, it's
Is there a king cat? Like, it sounds like there's like
There's
a lord
a-
of the cats.
no, there's like a
Do they
preacher.
fuck?
There's a spiritual leader cat.
Okay. Are
Preacher cat.
there fights between the cats? Are there warring factions of cats?
No,
It is a competition.
Okay.
It's basically cats doing American Idol if the prize is you get to be reincarnated.
right.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
Yeah, and so then there's
That's it.
there's the Grizzlebell,
Yeah. Griselda, something like that.
Grisabelle.
Is a cat?
Grisabelle.
It's
Grisabelle.
As a
Grisabelle,
cat?
and
Grisabelle's
she
a cat.
sings that song. Well, it's
Memory.
like yeah, it's that sad song.
Yeah.
It's the Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Memory.
Does it have to do with the 9 lives?
Yep. No, there's no mice, I don't think.
So why is it reincarnation? Why
Well,
do cats get...
I don't know.
They go up to the ether layer and they're reborn as a new cat.
I can't tell if you're making this up.
No, this is 10,000% the
No, this
podcast.
is all true. And in the end, everyone's like, we don't like Rumblebell Cat because she's old and raggedy and worn out. And we are cats and we appreciate cats based on how fancy they look, but
How virile they are.
how much sperm is swimming in their spayed cat balls.
Bustopher Jones had a lot of sperm.
Who did this? Who made this?
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Why?
Well,
80s and cocaine.
Oh, okay.
He had done a couple lines, and he's like, cats, by their magical cats, and they sing and they dance and they prance around in tights. Cats.
It's basically they're all singing about why they should be the ones who get the prize.
But can you drop this news on us, please? Drop the news about the Cats remake.
Well, no, I already
news,
did.
yeah.
It's that the cats. It'll feature actors who are apparently the size of cats.
They're
It's
using
mocap.
Yeah.
Sorry.
mocap. They're shrinking all of the actors down to cat size.
Are they giving them fur?
They're giving them cat faces. They're gonna be cats.
So they're just legit cats.
They're just gonna be cats.
It's not like- It's what is it?
This is the craziest thing.
Oh fuck! I just looked at the cast.
The cats.
The cast. Jesus fucking! It's Idris Elba.
Who's he playing?
McAvity. Jenny Dots is played by Rebel Wilson. Gus the theater cat. Any guesses who plays it?
Who plays which? No, wait,
Ian McKellen. Hold on, I'm not done. Old Deuteronomy is played by Judi Dench. Bustopher Jones is played by James Corden.
I reject that one.
Holy Growl Tiger, Ray Winstone.
Wait, I don't know who that is.
He was in that Beowulf movie. He's the henchman in The Departed.
Yeah.
No, so I've seen both of those movies, but I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Grisabella is Jennifer Houston.
Yes.
Bomberina. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Remember Sing, you guys?
Out of
Yes.
control.
This is gonna be Sing,
Kinda, yeah.
but with cats, based on the musical Cats.
Yes, and the reward is eternal life.
I can't. I am so fucking pumped to see CGI cats with using mocap. With these, Idris Elba is gonna be a fucking cat.
It's not the first time he's been a cat.
From the director.
Wait, when was he?
He was Shere Khan in the John Favreau's Jungle Book.
From the director of Les Miserables.
Yeah, that
and
checks
the
out.
Danish Girl.
Oh my god!
And the King's Speech.
It's gonna be, and it's gonna reveal, unless they change the plot. This is going to reveal that there is no plot. And here's the thing: is the way that Lloyd Webber pulled this off is Lloyd Webber is that the way he beguiled people into thinking that it had a plot is by having colorfully dressed people in spandex jump and prance around and do flips and jump and go and like very dynamic choreography. How are you with CGI? See, the thing is with cats, with normal cats, seeing a cat jump around, like I'm looking at Dave's cat right now. It's doing that right now. It's going from chair to chair, kind of like, and it just isn't
not very dynamic.
I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's cute. It's a cat.
Could stand to Fosse that up a little bit.
But on an hour and 30, however long this is going to be, an hour and 30
it's going to be over 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's going to be 4 hours.
Cats,
the musical is long.
CGI cats
I feel like
jumping around, prancing around. I just don't see how they're going to reveal, like, what are they going to do about the plot?
Right. It's not like Cirque du Soleil where like there's no plot, but they're doing neat shit.
Right.
This, I feel like they have to to see the theatrical production. I'm just assuming you take mushrooms or something, right?
That would help.
And I feel like that's the only way to make this movie.
They're going to shoehorn in some weird plot.
Like in the poster, they're going to say take mushrooms,
Yeah.
or they're going to put in some weird fucking plot.
They have to put it in the plot. I think that's what they're going to do, and I'm really hoping they go for the route of like, this is a movie that basically just kids and people who grew up watching cats want to see. So they're adults now. They're like in their 30s. So we're okay with mature themes.
Yeah.
So I want to
Fucking.
Cat balls.
Grisabelle. I want it to be about Grumblebell and how she goes around and she fucking, it's like she starts out, you know, like young and she starts doing catnip and like, you know, just having a lot of sex and just drugs and her slow spiral into ruin with drugs and alcohol. She like becomes an alcoholic. Or I'm sorry, a meowcoholic.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And just like become sort of a social pariah. And
Pariah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Fucking movie.
This
Hitting
movie
the high
writes
score.
itself. And just, you know, just after year, like she's just, I just took so much cocaine back in the 80s. I'm sorry, I took so much cane back in the 80s.
Oh.
This.
Yes.
I'm gonna see this
All of
movie.
this. All of this. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Because there's a lot of big news.
Sure.
This is the other one that changes my whole world. On Instagram, Vin Diesel announced that he's going to be in the Avatar sequels.
Which Avatar is this?
2 and 3.
No,
I think
no,
they
no,
only
no,
did
hang on. Is
And
this
4.
Blue Avatar?
Blue Avatar.
Okay,
Not
Blue
Airbenders.
I see.
Yeah, Logan Trent on Twitter was talking about how it's like immediately a game changer because it kind of is. Where I've been so not excited for the Avatars, and then Vin Diesel's like, "Hey, I'll be there," and it's like, "So will I, Vin. So will I."
I want to watch you ride a fucking dragon.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they could just not do a plot because that's sort of superfluous for this world of
They don't need a plot,
bright blue candy. And like they could just have it. Vin Diesel looks into the camera. He's like, "Hi, I'm Vin Diesel, and I'm about to avatar." And then he just like avatars.
Yeah,
he avatars into
around,
a giant Vin Diesel blue body. He you know, ponytail fucks a pterodactyl, and it's just like 2 hours of that.
Just screaming in raw Vin Diesel rage.
I also have an idea.
Yeah.
You know how the first Avatar is popularly Dances with Wolves. People consider it that.
The blue man.
Right. James Cameron says this next Avatar is going to be very ocean and water heavy. What if they just do Costner movies?
Waterworld.
Yeah. What if they just do a water?
I am Vin Diesel, and I'm about to
I'm about to avatar this water world.
I'm about to avatar in my blue body over this water world.
My balls.
My balls, my blue balls,
My blue balls.
my giant alien blue balls.
Oh man. Do you think he'll be an alien? He was on the mocap stage in the Instagram. He wasn't wearing any of that shit, but
definitely be into an alien body at some point.
Yeah.
He'll get climb into that alien body like a little hitchhiker.
Wear that thing like a glove.
Yeah, here's the sad reality though, is that he's Instagramming this like well into production.
So he's not gonna be a major character.
Yeah, he's not going to be a major character. This is James Cameron being
Damn
like,
it.
"Oh, let's get that Vin fella. He should be headlining."
It should just be like, you know, Vin Diesel looks into camera. It's like, "I'm Vin Diesel. We're going to Waterworld, but it's avatars."
Yeah.
I like that all of your ideas begin with Vin Diesel looking at the camera and introducing himself.
Yeah.
How else would you do it, Thomas?
You couldn't. That's the
No.
only way.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should, yeah.
They tell you
Remember
to-
Chronicles of
Very solid.
Riddick? Anyways, it's Avatars times now.
Remember Babylon AD?
Oh God, what if he's Riddick in it? What if Riddick
Wait,
crash
he's just
lands?
fucking Riddick.
Yeah.
That would be incredible, and I would
Yeah.
watch this movie forever.
Remember Blade? Was I in that movie? I don't think I was in that movie.
But it could
It's
be.
time for Avatar times.
Maybe you don't remember either.
Resident
Blade
Evil.
these avatars.
Wait, was I ever in Resident Evil? Or was that Mila Jovovich? Was that Mila Jovovich? Anyways, Avatars times.
You know who definitely shouldn't? Who definitely shouldn't headline a movie in 2019?
Who?
Sam Worthington.
Is he still? He is, isn't he?
Wait, who's Sam Worthington?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. He's the guy. He's Jake Sully from
He's
Avatar.
the main.
Oh,
He's the main
yeah.
There was
character.
recently an article I think about how like there was a video where someone went around just asking people to name characters from Avatar and nobody could.
Well, there's...
You know, the one guy.
Yeah, there's
Listen.
the guy, the white guy.
Well, there's
And the
There's Grisabella,
there's there's
Bustopher Jones,
there's Mr. Hoobs,
Mr. Mephistopheles.
Yeah.
Flufflefufflebufflegus.
Yes.
Cats remake, but all the cats are
Are Vin Diesel.
avatars.
Avatars?
Are
Fuck it.
avatars. Yes.
Fuck it. Merge the two together.
Just wreck our shit, 2019. Just blow it all the fuck.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Yeah.
I have nothing invested in this, but people seem happy. John Cho is starring in a Netflix Cowboy Bebop series.
All right.
Sure. I've never seen Cowboy Bebop. I know
Okay.
a lot of people like it, though.
I saw it I think it was on, they would play it late night on Adult Swim, I feel like.
Yeah, they
I've
definitely
never
would.
seen
Yeah,
this
I watched it
particular
real high.
anime manga, but I've heard it's good.
So you're trying to bait me into making a fool out of myself
Yeah.
again. and it's not gonna happen.
I haven't Dragon Ball Z this particular animes.
I think we talked about this with
I haven't
searching.
ghosted in these shells.
I think people are going to slowly realize that John Cho is a really good actor. Because I think he is. I don't think
is he-
people probably already realized that, but after watching Searching, there
He was
was that
pretty good at
feeling of
Searching,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
this guy's got more in him.
I mean, I
So-
feel like the Harold and Kumar movies, they were both pretty solid in that.
That's true. They were.
The guy who was the
Cal Penn.
Penn.
Cal Penn.
Killed it in House.
He was great in House. I stopped
Until they
watching.
murdered
Yeah,
him.
He shot himself in the
I
head.
just stopped watching after Cal Penn wasn't
Yeah.
anymore. Because what's the point?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no point.
He went to work for fucking
Obama.
Obama.
Yeah,
Took him
Thanks.
away from House.
Thank you, baby. My bird.
My birds. He's also a henchman in Superman Returns who
He
doesn't
sure
have a
is.
single line of dialogue.
I think even when that came out in like 2007,
It was
I
after
was
Harold
like,
and Kumar.
Yeah, I was like, is that Cal Penn?
Yeah, it came out in 2006, but like he had already been in Harold and Kumar at that point, so it's like you knew him.
Yeah.
Like it was like, what the fuck is he doing in this movie?
Imagine on like set, people being like, is that fucking Harold and Kumar over
Yeah.
there?
He's
Why
not
can't
both
any-
Harold and Kumar, you
He's not
guys.
both.
He can't be both.
He can't be both at once. Same matter.
Did you guys
can't
ever
occupy
watch the
same
sequel?
space.
No, the
I thought it
one.
was good.
Yeah, it looked like it was.
As good as the original.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I think I watched part of it on a plane once, which
There's
was sort of ironic.
Yeah.
But,
There are two sequels.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, there's like a Harold
Are
and
they
Kumar.
in the
But I
third
don't
one?
think they're
There's
in
like
the
a Harold
third.
and Kumar Christmas.
They're not
Oh.
in that one, right?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay.
I love them stoner movies.
They should have made a little Harold and Kumar instead of young Sheldon.
Yeah, like a
Little Harold and
like a
small
Dumb
Kumar.
and, what was it? Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumberer. Yeah.
Oh, no, what's the origin one?
Dumb and Dumberer.
What's the fucking sequel?
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Like T-O-O.
Yeah, T.O.
Got it. T-O.
Yeah.
Got
They
it.
should have done.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
We should have replaced a lot of movies with more Harold and Kumars.
Yeah.
I'm on board for this. What's next?
Speaking of movies that should be replaced, there's new production photos from Terminator Dark Fate. It's just a bunch of boring white folks.
It looks like trash.
And Linda Hamilton.
It looks like boiling trash.
Yeah. Linda Hamilton's great. There was an interview with her where she just recently said they asked her what she thought of the other sequels, and she was just like, they're not very memorable, are they? And like, that's again, I'm not going to be tricked by this. They keep every time they make a new one, they're like, those last ones sucked, but this one,
This one's gonna not
this one,
suck. and
this
then it
time we
sucks.
got this on
Listen,
board.
listen. Fine.
The only thing it's the director of Deadpool, but it's sort of on principle. Even if this is good, it shouldn't exist. It's just like no,
we got the two
you
good
got too
ones.
many tries. Yeah.
We had some Terminators. That's all right. We're okay.
Right. But I assume next week we'll be talking about the fucking trailer, so we should
Probably.
move on.
Yeah.
Fox announced that they're going to make more Planet of the Apes movies, more Kingsman movies, more Alien movies, more Blade Runner or Maze Runner movies, and more Avatar movies. Which the last one was just like, yeah, no shit.
Was Vin Diesel in Maze Runner?
No.
I only saw the first Maze Runner. That is it's not a good movie.
There's a lot of young adult novels like to go with like one idea.
Right.
Like, we're in a maze.
The apes.
And then they
that's
try
it.
to extrapolate it into like some dystopian society that would put
What if we're,
kids
like-
into this situation, and it just never makes sense.
Yeah, and I remember
would've-
thinking stuff like that was cool when I was like 14. Like, what
Yeah.
if I was just in an arena? What if I was in an alien arena? And then-
I could murder my
At the end of the Maze Runner, they get to confront or like find out why they're there, and it's like some convoluted experiment.
maybe your
Just-
mind was the maze the whole
Yeah,
time.
just once I'd like them to be like, "Why do you do
Maybe
this?" And the adults are just like,
society's the
"We-
maze the whole time.
But just once, I want the adults to be like, "We thought it was pretty funny."
Who's the
Like,
you
real
little fuckers
maze
run
in
around
this
that maze.
situation? Is it us, the bad guys, or you, the protagonists? Were you the maze?
My boss. What's next?
All right.
I mean, of course they're announcing us because they've been bought by Disney
Yeah,
now.
we
so
don't need
Disney's
more
just
aliens. Yeah, they're just saying, "Don't worry, everybody. We're still going to make these movies," and it's like we weren't worried, and we don't want you to do
Yeah,
that.
we don't want these.
I could do a horse movie. We haven't had a horse movie in a while.
A good horseman.
Yeah, we
Good
need
horse
something. Make
movie.
another war horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening with that?
Horse.
Battle
Horse.
horse.
Yeah, what kind of horse movies are there?
I don't
I don't
know.
know, but like, could you? What if horses were in a maze?
Could do Planet of the Apes with horses.
Horses in a
Yeah,
maze.
Planet of the Horse.
Planet of the Horse.
And
Do
then
another
the
Sorry to
horses
Bother
are
You.
like, "No, we've set up a maze for you,
Horse maze.
humans."
I think horse maze. You got that title. You
Yeah,
can just
horse
write
maze.
It. You can
Horse-
write it from there.
Horse maze.
Yeah.
At the center of the maze is a horse. Is like, "You solved my maze."
Ooh, clop,
I
clop.
want it. Yeah, I want it to
Flopping his
be
hooves
someone
together.
in like a creepy maze, and you just hear galloping every now and then, just echoing. It's like, oh,
The horse is getting closer.
So many twists and turns.
all
More
right.
horse movies.
Final news story. This isn't a big deal. Rachel Weisz and David Harbour are joining Black Widow.
Sure.
Is
Cool.
this the Scarlett Johansson?
It
Yeah.
is.
Which
what with them ScarJos in it?
ScarJo? What is it? I mean, I'm excited that they're doing it, but what is it going to be at this point?
I don't know.
What could this?
It
a
could.
prequel would be.
Yeah.
the thing everybody's talking about, but it feels like it's too. I don't know. It's maybe they could still do a prequel. I guess.
like a small Russian girl child being trained to kill,
Yeah.
who then turns into Scarlett Johansson. I don't know. Haven't we talked about Russia enough?
Yeah, that's true.
Can't we be done with Russia, you guys?
Unless they're Russian horses.
Russian, real Russian horse spy. We have come to your
Stallion.
Stalin, yes.
Yeah.
Stalinias. Yeah, we have come to your country.
We got there. We got there.
We have set up maze for you. It is tricky maze for you, Bullwinkle and Squirrel.
So it's Black Widow, like as a kid in a horse maze
Yeah.
run by the Russians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Harbour plays the horse.
Yep.
They
She's got to get him in the balls.
mocap David Harbour.
Yeah.
I'm a
Galloping.
horse.
Oh my god.
All right. Dave, do you have a movie that deserves more hype?
I have two movies that deserve more hype.
Fuck off. Tell us the first
Can
one.
I? Can
All right. Okay, this first one is called I Trapped the Devil. It is about just that. It is being released April 26th on video on demand and select theaters. It's I believe a first-time director. And it is about it's a Christmas movie about a husband and wife who show up at the home of one of theirs, a strange brother, to find out that he has locked someone in his basement, and he has like these big conspiracy boards, and he insists that this person is the devil. So yeah, it's kind of, it looks like a slow burn kind of horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very intriguing. It could be good. It could be bad. There's no reviews for it or anything yet.
Watching.
it's-
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, but it's on video on demand soon, so
Cool.
it's got a great poster. The guy who I suspect is playing the devil. There's just there's one actor who isn't credited as anybody in it. Is the guy who played Taserface in Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Perfect.
it's Taserface devil.
So do we know that this is actually the devil, or is that
We
sort of-
don't, but it's watching the trailer. It made me think of that Twilight Zone episode, The Howling Man.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Where it's like he's got that guy locked in the thing.
Yeah, it's at a monastery, and they've got a guy locked in a cell,
Right.
and he's like begging to be let out. And they're like, "Don't let him out. He's the devil."
Yeah, this is a premise that like I thought up as a teenager before like realizing that I think it's a premise everybody thinks up.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What I like about it is either way, it's probably can be good. Like either they're the devil or not, you can do something interesting with either of those outcomes, or something completely different that people won't see coming.
I wonder if anyone's ever tried, like when they're in one of these situations where it's like, you know, maybe the devil behind the door. You're just like, "Are you the devil? You gotta tell me if you're a devil. You gotta tell me, right? It's like the cop rule.
Yeah, you know,
right?
You gotta tell me.
If you're an undercover devil, you gotta tell me."
That's what I like about the trailer, because the only voice you hear from it sounds like a devil.
Sounds like a monster.
And he's just like, "He's got me in here. I don't know.
Please help me.
And it's like,
I don't know why he's trapped here.
I really like the idea that it is the devil, and he just got totally punked by this guy, just like in the back of the head.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah. And it's like, I trapped the devil, and he kind of sucks. Like he's
kind of a little bitch.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna kick
Your
him
mother's
off.
a whore. Your mother's a whore who sticks in hell. I mean, please let me out.
It's like, well, that's not gonna make me open the door.
Yeah. But
I'll watch
everybody, if you're into horror, you know, if you're like me and you just watch all the horror, this looks like a good candidate.
It looks good too.
Yeah, it does look good. Yeah,
it's like shot well. It's like it's pretty.
Yeah. This next one is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
It has been coming out for like a year or two. Some people probably already heard of it, but it's coming out April 19th, this month. It's called Under the Silver Lake. And some people probably already know what it is, but it is...
I think we've talked about it on the show before.
Probably.
Yeah.
It is the second film from... it's technically the third film. It's the next film since It Follows. It's that director.
The same director, but it's his follow-up to It Follows.
Yes, there we go. It's his follow-up to It Follows, which was a big... Like, again, It Follows was a second film, but I think of it as like a directorial debut. And that was a huge fucking splash for this guy. What's his name? David Robert Mitchell. Who, were you there when we saw him?
Yeah,
that was cool.
I was at the screening.
It is not a horror movie. It is a noir suspense comedy, and it might be terrible.
I mean, it's been pushed back for a year and a half.
Yes, it was
never
originally
a good sign.
It originally had a
We've been trying to find a Silver Lake to like shoot at, but we can't. It's hard to find.
I'm still very excited for it. It was supposed to come out June in 2018, and then it was pushed to December of 2018, and now it's pushed to April, and it's not going to
Dave,
be.
do you know how hard it is to get cameras under a lake?
You got to shoot underwater. It's real
They show in the trailer.
hard.
There's lake. There's under lake. They got
There's
them.
under lake.
They got
They
them
nailed
there.
it. They nailed it.
It's got fucking bad Spider-Man
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, who's a fine actor. He's in it.
Is he Archie? Am I imagining that?
No,
should be
there's a guy.
Archie.
It's a guy that kind of looks like
Yeah.
him.
That's what
Plays
I think
Archie.
of when I think of Archie. I think of Garfield.
This is also it's the reason I say it might be bad is also it's at a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not
from
good.
Critics. But a lot of the reviews it got some like completely positive reviews too. But a lot of people are describing it as like extremely ambitious, which I appreciate because it would have been so easy for this director to immediately just keep doing horror movies. I have nothing against, like, for example, the directors of Starry Eyes going to Pet Sematary. That's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Do that shit.
But I also appreciate the director of It Follows being like, I'm going to make something else that's fucking mine and original and weird, and not horror. So I want to give it a chance.
Fair enough.
They filled a lake with silver. You know how expensive that is?
That's an
It was
endeavor.
Mercury, too. It was,
Yeah. Also, I mean, according to Metacritic, it's slightly better than Dumbo.
really? Okay.
Yeah, you say it had like a 51%.
Okay,
Dumbo
yeah.
looks bad.
We saw Dumbo. It is, it's not great.
It deserves every 49% that it got. Metacritic. But anyway,
Yeah, everybody, if you really liked It Follows like me, and you weren't aware of this, fucking be aware, because it's coming on Amazon and iTunes and all that
like
shit.
2 weeks.
In like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was something that's been talked about for a while, so I feel like a lot of people just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And now they're just quietly putting it up.
Never a good sign.
Not a good sign, but I really want to see it. I'm wondering also if it's that thing where like it was shown at some fucking festival and a bunch of critics thought it was bad because it just wasn't what they wanted, or it's jarring, or it's like unique in some hard to watch way. Like it's only gotten like I don't know. I don't know how many people have seen it.
That's fair.
But I wonder if A24 just got scared. But A24 doesn't seem like that type, so they might have watched it and been like, "No, this is bad.
Yeah, this is bad for our brand."
20 minutes of it is just Vin Diesel looking at the camera and asking what movies he's been in.
Well, that would be the best movie ever.
Was I in U571? I might have been.
Was he?
No.
Oh, okay. When was Suicide 71 made?
Like 2000?
So it could be like a young Vin.
He could have been in it.
Was I in any space movies? I don't remember.
Was he in a Star Wars?
Right?
Was he in a Star Wars?
Was I in a Star Wars, or was that other guy, Channing Tatum?
Were either of us in a Star Wars? Was I in a Channing Tatum?
Am I Channing Tatum?
Am I Channing Tatum?
Was I in 21 Jump Street, or was that The Rock?
All right, that's an episode.
It really is.
Katie, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh yeah, it's great to be here, and I love making you guys go far beyond what you want to record.
Just very far afield. What do you want to plug?
Well, I got my podcast, Creature Features Season 2, coming out mid-May, and it'll have all your favorite things, like me and creatures, and, please watch that.
Yes.
You can check out my Twitter, Katie Goldin, for updates on that, or Creature Feet Pod. I also do Pro Bird Rights on Twitter, where I am a bird on Twitter.
Where I have been known to be a bird.
Where I've been known to dabble in the birdness.
All right. And what do we got? What do we got, Dave?
We got soul. We got heart.
Oh my god.
If you want to support us, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed, where you can give us a few dollars, and you support us. You get some cool exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox Mulder's Maniac.
We got t-shirts.
We do have t-shirts.
tpublic.com/store/gamefullyunemployed. We have t-shirts for all those things we just mentioned and more.
Mabba!
And that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, CORLEW, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.